Have you ever thought about how you can stand in a quiet forest and clearly hear a single tiny leaf detach from a branch and hit the ground? But then, just a couple of hours later, a massive truck with a blasting stereo drives past, and suddenly you can't even hear your friend yelling right next to you. How on earth can your ear handle such drastically different levels of acoustic energy without literally breaking apart? Let's dive straight into the physics of human hearing to understand exactly how our ears pull off this incredible trick. By the end of this lecture, you'll know exactly how. We'll solve the mystery of hearing, define sound intensity, explain the decibel scale, look at some real-world numbers, solve common intensity problems, and wrap up with key takeaways.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Defining Sound Intensity. The physics first.
Before we talk about biology, we need to look at the pure physics of a sound wave. Sound is just physical vibration pushing molecules through the air. We measure the raw mechanical energy of that vibration using a concept called intensity, represented by the letter I. Intensity is simply the power of the wave divided by the area it covers. So we measure it in watts per square meter. It's kind of like the wattage of a light bulb, but instead of light, it's acoustic energy spreading out across space. Now wait, listen up because this is absolutely crucial. Intensity and sound intensity level are entirely different concepts in physics. Students mix this up all the time. Intensity is that raw physical power measured in watts per square meter. Sound intensity level, on the other hand, is measured in decibels, and that reflects how our human brains actually perceive that physical power.
Why do we need two different ways to measure this? Well, because of numbers like this: 1 trillion. The physical intensity of a loud sound that causes instant ear damage, like a jet engine, is literally 1 trillion times greater than the absolute quietest sound you can possibly detect. 1 trillion.
Which leads us to a big question. Why do we use decibels instead of just regular watts per square meter? Just imagine trying to adjust the volume dial on your stereo. If the numbers went from 1 to 1 trillion, it'd be impossible, right? Our brains simply do not perceive sound linearly across that massive range. We need a mathematical trick that squishes those giant numbers down into a scale we can actually work with. Which brings us right into Section 2, the decibel scale explained. Math meets perception. So here is our mathematical solution, famously named after telephone inventor Alexander Graham Bell. Step 1, we take the physical intensity of our sound and divide it by the absolute quietest sound we can hear to get a ratio. Step 2, we apply a base 10 logarithm. Why? Because our ears actually hear logarithmically. And finally, Step 3, we multiply by 10 to get our decibels. The prefix deci literally means 10. Let's talk about that baseline for a second. The absolute threshold of hearing is exactly 10 to the negative 12 watts per square meter at 1000 hertz. When you run that baseline through our logarithm formula, it equals exactly 0 decibels. Now, a super common mistake is thinking 0 decibels means no sound at all. It doesn't. 0 decibels is simply the physical baseline of what a perfectly healthy human eardrum can pick up.
Let's move on to Section 3, Hearing Real-World Numbers, Scale in Action.
All right, let's see how different environments actually stack up. Notice a normal conversation at 60 decibels. The physical intensity there is incredibly tiny, just 10 to the negative 6 watts per square meter. But look at a jet airplane at 140 decibels. That packs a massive 100 watts per square meter. Our ears are constantly navigating an astronomical range of mechanical power. Now, if you're taking an exam on this, definitely remember this next point, because the decibel scale is logarithmic. The physical intensity doesn't just add, it multiplies. A plus 10 decibel increase means the physical power hitting your eardrum multiplies by 10. If you go up 20 decibels, the power multiplies by 100. Up 30 decibels, it multiplies by 1,000.
Let's see this in Section 4, Solving Intensity Problems. Let's do the math.
Let's put this into practice with a classic trick question you'll likely see on a test. Imagine you're in your room listening to music. You decide to add a second identical speaker right next to the first one. This exactly doubles the physical sound intensity, the actual watts per square meter pushing through the air. So what happens to the decibel level? Does it double too?
It's a huge trap to think two 50 decibel speakers suddenly equal 100 decibels. Let's look at the actual math. Step 1, the ratio of our new intensity to the old one is exactly 2.00. Step 2, if you plug the base 10 logarithm of 2 into your calculator, you get 0.301. Step 3, multiply that by 10. The difference is exactly 3.01 decibels.
Meaning, doubling the physical intensity of any sound only ever adds 3 decibels. It's a brilliant mathematical shortcut to keep in your back pocket. 53 decibels is twice as physically intense as 50 decibels. 103 decibels has twice the mechanical energy of 100 decibels. Anywhere on the scale, a plus 3 decibel jump always means double the physical energy.
And finally, Section 5. Key takeaways. Protecting your hearing. Let's do a quick wrap-up to lock in what we've learned today. First, intensity measures raw physics in watts per square meter. Second, decibels measure our logarithmic perception of that energy. Third, the human ear handles an insane 1 trillion-fold energy range. And of course, doubling the physical intensity equals exactly a plus 3 decibel increase.
But why does all this math matter outside the classroom? Well, as our physics text warns, prolonged exposure to sounds over 85 decibels, like sitting inside a heavy truck, causes cumulative, irreversible damage to your delicate eardrums over time. And a jet airplane at 140 decibels, that causes severe pain and actual mechanical damage in just seconds.
So, I want to leave you with this thought. The next time you have your headphones on and you turn the volume up just 3 more decibels, will you remember that you are actually doubling the physical energy bombarding your eardrums? Keep this physics principle in mind to protect your hearing. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and be sure to check out our next lecture where we dive into the fascinating physics of